doing? Pleasant good morning, reaching out to each and every one out there. This is Link Up Radio 93.5 WVIP FM. Yes, we do put some entertainment in it. Everyone think that attorneys are boring and they're square and all of that. Not going to happen on my show. Never. Adam knows that already. Okay, he's past that. He's nowhere near square. But anyway, this show is about personal injury. It's about immigration. It's a show within our community for the past, eons. I'm showing my age. And it's been put together by myself, David Squeezaniki, speaking in the third person, and Adam Handler, the case handler. We have helped thousands of people over the past, since 1996. He has been doing this for 17 years, the case handler, top personal injury attorney within the community. And now we brought on Conrad Pollock and Nelson Madrid with immigration. Today we've got a guest, okay, balancing out all the testosterone in the room. Okay, so, a little bit, better and a much better looking panel today. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that said, I must remind you, if you are listening to Link Up Radio 93.5 FM, which covers the tri-state area, northern New Jersey, southern Connecticut, and pretty much most of New York City, please do me a favor, switch over to the Case Handler page or David Squeezaniki's page on Facebook, or ladies and gentlemen, just turn up your radios and do remember this number, 844-774-3529. Once again, the number is 844-774-3529. Everyone that wants a free immigration phone consultation, you will be able to get that privately, confidentially, okay, off the air, not forever. So don't believe that you're getting a 30-minute or 1 hour phone consultation. I'll be straightforward with you. Some of you get a little bit carried away. All right, so let's not do it. All right. And once you talk with them, you'll find out that they're truly experienced attorneys and you should retain them. The biggest mistake we make in life is that when we find someone that is truly there to take care of our situation, we try to do it ourselves. And that's how we, and I'm going to say it again, screw ourselves. I'm not afraid to tell you straight up. And then he said, oh, Squeeze was telling me to, actually use the attorneys, but I didn't. And here I am in deportation. I'm going to call the Maverick Nelson Madrid. Come on, just do the right thing. All right. Working out with them, priority is extremely important. So you got to know how to move your finances around, especially in this climate. Conrad and his team and Adam and his team, they have decided free consultation. Take advantage of it. 844-774-3529. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to hand the steering wheel over to the case handler. He's with the firm Pollock, Isaac, and DeSico, PPID, and I'm going to let him officially introduce everyone on the team. But please place your questions on the Facebook page, David Squeezaniki, or the case handler, or PPID, or call 844-774-3529. Adam, what's up, man? Wake up, man. Come on, man. Turn up that face.
Dude, me wake up. I'm just listening to you go and talk about this firm. I can listen to you all day doing that. I'm awake, brother. I got my coffee. Andrea has her coffee. Conrad usually has his turkey coffee. I don't know that mug. It's like that hunting mug he's got, but there it is. There it is. It's a cock. It's a rooster. Got it. All right. Oh, listen. Good morning, everybody. My name is Adam Handler. I am the case handler. I'm a third-generation personal injury attorney. You know who I am if you're listening to this show, and if you don't know who I am, it's certainly nice to meet you. We've been doing this now, cruising with the case handler in the mornings, pretty much since the beginning of the year. I was on later in the day with different broadcasters, and I've returned home to the gentleman that really kind of put me on the map as far as marketing and serving the Caribbean community, and that's David Squeezaniki. So very grateful for that. And over the past 3 weeks, we've expanded the show, hopefully on a permanent basis, which I believe it is, because the response has been overwhelming. But we're also talking about immigration. And why are we talking about immigration? Because I'm a partner of a firm that handles immigration. It was extremely important to me that I brought my personal injury practice to a firm that I knew would be able to serve the needs of the majority of my clients. And the majority of my clients are immigrants or are family of immigrants. So to be able to send these clients out to law firms that I wasn't associated with or didn't know or didn't trust would have been a huge mistake. I needed to find somewhere in which I could practice personal injury law but know that my partners down the hall, who are excellent attorneys, would be able to handle the needs of my clients and their family if an issue like that ever came up. The response has been overwhelming these past 5 years. Since I've been a partner of Pollock, Isaac, Zico, it's almost 6 years now. And of course, the response has been unbelievable on this show. We are a results-based firm. We can never guarantee a result, but we are a results-based firm. I myself have settled well over $100 million for my clients over the years, making sure that they get maximum compensation. $100 million.
Gotta say it like that, man, because people are out there laid back. Oh, there goes another attorney who just handled car accidents.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the community. I know how they think. No. You gotta say 100 million US greenbacks.
Show me the money. Okay. That's what you wanted to hear. Jeez.
Proceed.
All right. But, that's a lot of money, but that's because those people only had one chance, one chance, one choice. You got to choose the right attorney. And if you're listening to the show, or if you're listening to people that have had good results from our firm, you're going to have the number saved, and you're going to use us as well if, God forbid, disaster ever strikes. We do things the right way here, and you'll hear in a few minutes across the board that we are here to treat you like family. We are here to treat you and your family with respect, making sure that you understand the process from A to Z, and then, of course, do our best to obtain that most successful result possible. I have Conrad Pollock with us this morning, the maestro, the managing partner of Pollock, Isaac DeSico, the most experienced immigration lawyer out there on the radio today. It is undisputed champion of the world. There's nobody's going to take that belt from him, because there's nobody older than him doing it. So he's been doing it forever. You're not going to stump this man. And of course, he's got Nelson Madrid, the Top Gun, the Maverick, the deportation specialist, as we like to call him, here and answering questions. And we've brought on Andrea Scheer. Andrea is an associate of our firm, but she's been doing an unbelievable job. She's been actually fielding a bulk of the phone calls that have been coming in for immigration from this radio show. So I'm excited to hear from her and how her experience with these consultations has been, and maybe she can give us some insight as to generally the types of cases she's hearing about and some of the problems people are having, and why they need our help. So very excited about that. We don't have a nickname for her yet. We're leaning towards the shark.
We'll come up with
I don't know, the Scheerminator. It sounds so aggressive, the shark is aggressive, but a shark is graceful as well. So we'll let her pick, and if we don't like what she picks, we'll pick for her. So without further ado, Conrad, good morning, my brother. I hope you had a wonderful anniversary yesterday.
I did. Thanks very much.
And Conrad, before you jump on, I've always got to do this, and you guys got to find that I do this a lot. I'm not being rude. I just want to get the number in on 93.5 before we get to Facebook, which is becoming, we're having a high volume of people watching now. By the way, folks, once again, this is Cruising with the Case Handler. You just heard from the case handler himself, Adam Handler, the most celebrated personal injury attorney within our community. Call the number 844-774-3529. It's with a firm that Conrad Pollock, the managing partner, put together with, of course, other attorneys. They're doing phenomenally well for our community and beyond. So call them, 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Yesterday was doom and gloom as far as the weather. They brought some sunshine in the room, which is another attorney, Andrea. We're going to be talking with her by way of Conrad introducing and talking a little bit about her, and then we get into it. But once again, the number, 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. So Adam with personal injury just spoke on it. He'll come back later on and speak on it. Follow his page on Facebook, The Case Handler. Follow David Squeezatic, his Facebook page. Follow Pollock, Isaac, and DeSico's Facebook page, which is PPID. And ladies and gentlemen, we will take your questions. I know a lot of them are coming in. Someone is saying that they're going to call me. Good morning, David. I will be calling you later today to get some help in filling out the forms for change of status. Yes, you can call me, but I will give you the number 844-774-3529. Change of status? Conrad, you know what? You better take it from me now and let people know why they should actually not do this themselves. Or
Phone lines are already blazing. Good morning, everybody.
Hey, good morning, Dave. But hey, we're happy to put you on payroll if you want to start doing some of those forms yourself.
No
objection.
No
objection.
No.
Well, anyway, in answer to that person's question, he's looking to change status. I mean, it's certainly something that we can accommodate him with. But anyway, good morning, everybody. Beautiful day. Thanks for having us again. Today is, I believe, today is our anniversary. 3 weeks, 4 weeks, forget. Losing track of time.
Yeah, it could be 4 weeks, I think.
Is it?
Or 3 weeks, definitely, maybe 4 weeks.
Well, today is our anniversary, so happy anniversary, everybody! And to celebrate this special anniversary, we have one of our top associates at the firm joining us. Andrea Scheer is, I mean, you could see she's a attractive young lady.
Ray of sunshine for the panel today.
I assume people are just getting tired of hearing and looking at us four ugly guys every day. So I would figure we brighten the show up a little bit this morning. But Andrea is not just a pretty face. Andrea is an excellent lawyer, and she knows her stuff. And she's going to speak to you a little bit about what's going on in immigration these days, and talk to you, I believe, about applying for naturalization and the pitfalls that you might face there. And of course, Nelson is here, and he'll be chiming in as the Maverick is often want to do. And I'll be chipping in with my 2 cents here and there as well. So Andrea, take it away.
Well, good morning, everyone. Thank you for having me on the show.
Morning.
So a little bit about myself. I was born and raised in Venezuela. So I came to this country as an immigrant. I had to go through the immigration process from start to finish. So I have a lot of experience, firsthand experience with that. It's one of the reasons why I went to law school and why I pursued a career in immigration law. So Adam, to go back to your question, a lot of the consults I find are legal permanent residents who want to petition for their children or for any other relatives. And the first thing I ask them is, how long have you been a legal permanent resident, and why haven't you become a citizen? Because as a citizen, it's a lot easier to petition for immediate relatives. It's one of the benefits of naturalizing. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. Some of the benefits of becoming a citizen are basically you'll be able to vote, which is really relevant right now since it's an election year. You also will never be deported, and you can spend as much time outside of the country as you wish. And also, I think naturalization is the ultimate goal for every immigrant. You want to go and take the oath and wave the flag and just become a citizen and make it official. So I think it's very important. Some of the
Andrea, I'm going to interrupt you for a second. This question just struck me. I mean, you, as we know, and as you just mentioned, you're an immigrant yourself. What made you decide to want to become a citizen?
Well, like I said, it's the ultimate goal. You want to just finish the process. You don't want to just stay as a resident. You want to make it official. You could also have dual nationality and keep your other nationality, so you wouldn't have to give that up per se. And also, I just wanted to, never have to worry about immigration again, never have to go back and refill any forms. It's even cheaper to become a citizen because you never have to pay any immigration fees ever again. That's a big deal.
Plus also the anxiety in the back of your head, knowing that you are not a citizen. You only have a privilege with that green card, okay, being in the country. So you want to wipe that out too, right? You didn't want to worry about that or have that hanging above your head. God forbid something happens.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to, now I can leave the US and spend as much time outside of the country as I want and come back and I'm still a citizen. So nothing's going to change.
And also, relevant. I'm sorry to interrupt you again, but
Okay.
relevant to what's going on around, in politics today. When you're a permanent resident, you're subject to the prevailing political winds of what's going on at the time. And it's a perfect example of what's going on these past 3.5 years. All of a sudden, this anti-immigrant fervor is out there, and as a permanent resident, you can be caught up in that if you make a wrong step. As a citizen, you're able to avoid all of that, and you get to vote, and you get to vote who you want to be leading this country. So, and obviously, probably I would estimate, Andrew, you could probably back me up here. Probably half of the calls we get are citizenship related. Since we've been doing this show.
Yeah, what kind of calls have you been getting, Andrea?
Yeah, so a lot of people want to become citizens now. Basically, some people are scared of the current administration. They fear what's going to happen if I'm a resident. Other people just want to know, like, can I become a citizen? Some people are not very, they think that, oh, I had a conviction once, I don't think I can become a citizen. But there are ways to overcome these type of things. Good moral character is a requirement in citizenship, but Nelson knows a lot about this. We work with a lot of people that have had convictions or a criminal history that won't necessarily prevent you from becoming a citizen. You just need an attorney that will help you do this, basically.
Absolutely. And speaking of good moral character, Andrea, and once again, thanks for being on Cruising with a Case Handler. Speaking of good moral character, Nelson, I'm very happy that you're here, because even when I went for my citizenship, I used to travel to Jamaica just about every single month. And when I went for my citizenship, the immigration officer was pretty much giving me a hard time, saying, you are going back and forth, out of the country. And that could have literally hindered me from getting my citizenship. I had to come up with the explanation, which I was traveling for work. And it was true. I really was traveling for work as a broadcaster. So I just wanted to put that in there. And the reason is because a lot of people think that they can do all of this by themselves, even filing for their citizenship. So I just wanted to throw that in there, Andrea, that there are little things that can hinder you if you don't understand the process. It's not a simple, cookie cutter. It's sometimes can be very tedious. But continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Especially right now, a lot of people might have gone abroad for work or to visit their families, and now they're stuck outside of the U.S. as permanent residents. So that's very problematic, because obviously, given the COVID-19 pandemic, you can't come back into the country, or you're stuck outside for an unknown period of time. So as a resident, if you one of the requirements is you're physically present in the U.S. and you have continuous residence.
Gotcha.
So if you spend 6 months or more outside of the U.S., you're presumed to have broken continuous residence, which is what's going to happen to a lot of people right now because of the current situation. So there are ways to overcome this. You have to show that you maintain employment in the U.S. or that you didn't seek employment abroad, that you kept your family ties in the U.S., your immediate relatives, your parents, your spouse, your children are here, and that you always maintained or had a home here in the U.S. So those are all ways to overcome this. Also, although the statute doesn't provide for grounds related to a humanitarian crisis like the pandemic, you should argue this as a way to overcome the continuous residence requirement.
By way of you, though. By way of
yes, absolutely. You definitely need an attorney to help you with that.
By way of the firm.
Have you been hearing, Andrea, a lot of people saying that they want to do it themselves?
Yeah, so we have a lot of clients that did it themselves, got denied, and came to us because they were denied.
And is it more expensive now because they screwed it up the first time?
Well, the fee is the same, but now you have to pay for an attorney. You have to go through the process again. It's also like, it's a lot of pressure. You have to speak English and have basic understanding of history and government. So you don't want to go through the process again. You want to do it once and you want to do it right.
Well, you're paying the fees twice, right?
Yeah, you would have to pay your fees twice.
Yeah, so it's more expensive.
And that citizenship fee is $725 right now, and it's about to go up I mean, actually, before the pandemic hit, the Immigration Service was raising their fees substantially. I forget exactly how much, but citizenship is going to be over $1,000 for an application when it goes up.
It's ridiculous.
Right now, it's $725.
Even the post office is going up, Conrad. It's unbelievable, man. Anyway, here's a quick question, guys. Before we run out of time right here on 93.5 FM. We're going to be on Facebook after that, though. Here's one. Any of you attorneys, by the way, folks, this is Cruising with the Case Handler. Personal injury immigration. We heard from Adam Handler, who has settled well over $100 million for his clients. And of course, we now have also immigration. And a lot of people have been retaining the firm. Make sure you do so now. There's going to be an influx of people wanting to retain the firm, ladies and gentlemen, as this COVID-19 thing ends, hopefully. Here's one. Good morning. Can a person be filed for 2 times? He failed first medical, went back to do the medical, and was waiting on immigration to call him and never heard from them. It's over 5 years now. And that one is right there on Facebook on our page. Good morning. Can a person be filed for 2 times? He failed the medical twice, went back to do the medical, and was waiting on immigration to call him and never heard from them. It's over 5 years. Any of you want to take that one?
Awfully quiet this morning.
Oh, me?
Yeah, Nelson.
Yeah, well, I think the question is a somewhat of a vague and general question. What do you mean by you failed your medical? Why did you fail your medical, right? There is a ground of inadmissibility if you are found to be a drug user or a habitual drunkard. I need more facts. I mean, that doesn't tell me, I can assume, but I don't like to assume. And this is why I think it's important, just to add to that, I had a call yesterday from a woman who had gone to someone to prepare an application to do VAWA. This is a little more complicated than just preparing an application. Long story short, this woman basically filed an application with immigration and included no evidence whatsoever. So she got hit with what's called a request for evidence. Basically, she has to prove the marriage, she has to prove the abuse. There was no supporting evidence filed with that application. Spoke with the person and the person told me, well, I really don't have much. I said, then you should have never filed. You just put yourself on the radar unnecessarily. And these are things you want to be mindful of. I mean, if you're found to be a drug user, why are you going to keep applying? If that's the reason you failed your medical and you're still using drugs, I'm not sure applying you're going to get a different result. So these are things you have to be aware of. And these are things, it's an attorney's job to be objective, not just look at things from your perspective, but look at things from immigration's perspective. And many times, Adam, what is it? A person who represents themselves is a fool for a lawyer.
Come on, Adam, put it up.
And again, when you represent yourself, you lose your objectivity. You're not objective because you're looking at it from your perspective. Your lawyer's job is to look at it from both perspectives.
If I could just jump in answering that person's question as well. You can apply for your green card or for citizenship as many times as you like. I mean, if you want to pay the fees to immigration and you keep getting denied for whatever reason, you can apply as many times as you like. With regard to the medical, there are a lot of different reasons why someone can be denied. Maybe they're a habitual drug user, and that's a problem if you're still a drug user. But maybe it was some contagious disease. If you've been diagnosed with AIDS, even though there's a waiver, you will likely be denied your green card. If you have other contagious disease, VD, you might have had VD and got denied, and that's been cured, and now you can apply again.
Syphilis.
And whatever there are various reasons that you could be excluded for medical reasons. It wouldn't surprise me that going forward with this COVID-19 thing, I wouldn't be surprised that the Trump administration tries to add that to the list of denied people. Wouldn't surprise me a bit, but it's things like that can lead to a denial for medical reasons, but you can apply as many times as you like. Assuming you overcome the medical reason, you'll be successful eventually. Call us. Okay. We can help you with that.
And let me give you the number. You guys want to mention any other STDs?
I was gonna say this show is taking over a whole new dynamic, man.
So the number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Ladies and gentlemen, on listening on 93.5 FM. As you can see, we're a fun group. All right, because I know sometimes a lot of people, they're listening to the radio
Not that
station. They're
much
like,
fun, right?
huh? What? What's
Not
that?
that much fun.
But they are very, very serious attorneys. Don't play with them. When they are representing you, as I always say, they go for the jugular. They are defending you. You feel comfortable. Okay, you feel 100% comfortable knowing that you have solid, experienced attorneys representing you. We just took a question on immigration. I'm about to give out a number. I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, if you want a free consultation off the air, okay, almost called her the Sherbinator, with Andrea or Nelson or Conrad, okay, immigration attorneys that matter, that will treat you like family, call this number now. And they will set up a private phone consultation with you. The number is 844-774-3529. Once again, call before the top of the hour. If you want a free phone consultation privately, call this number now, 844-774-3529. We are live. It's Thursday, okay? It's a beautiful day on the outside. Dial the number for immigration or personal injury. God forbid you get into an accident. We've got 2 separate departments that ready, willing, and able to help you. Once again, the number is 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. We have an attorney on the panel this morning, Andrea, okay? And she is originally from Venezuela. It's good to also see that Conrad, he employs not just the best, but he has employed an immigrant who went through the entire process, who understands the process, who understands what it is like to be an immigrant like myself, or you, the listeners out there, okay, on 93.5 FM, okay, also on Facebook. This is what we need, a firm that understands the immigrant community. Okay, we've got people, all right, who have gotten turned down by way of like this guy that took the medical. We've got the maverick, Nelson, who knows how to deal with those cases. And you can hear in his voice, he's like, what are you doing? You need to come to me first before you actually go do all of that and do your filing, because you wouldn't have had to go through all of that. So Nelson literally get upset for us when we do silly things. Okay, that's passion right there, people. So make sure you not only do the free consultation, but retain the maverick, Nelson. Okay, that's it, ladies and gentlemen, for this segment. I know Adam wants to say something over there. It looks very busy over there.
No. I'm just setting something up for when we cross over through top of the hour. But listen, this is what we do. And if you like this show, do us a favor, share the page, tip your waiter. You know, the information we give is absolutely free. When you call us, the information we give is free. Personal injury cases, there's no money out of pocket. I work on a contingency fee, meaning I get paid if and only if I'm successful for you. So there's really no risk to you at all, no reason why you and your family shouldn't have what you believe to be the best possible attorney fighting for your rights, fighting for your one and only chance of financial justice, getting you those big dollars if, God forbid, disaster strikes. We hope you never have to call us for that, but God forbid you do. One less thing to worry about. 844-774-3529 or 844-PP-ID law. And before we sign off on 93.5, I want to know, Andrea, are you going to come back and do this again with us?
Maybe.
Oh, God.
No,
I'll definitely come back.
I will call you up
if
and
you'll
drag
have
you
me.
back on. You know? but Andrea, in 30 seconds, okay, if there's something that you needed to say that is of utmost importance, okay, by way of experiences that you have had as an immigrant or as an attorney handling immigrant cases, right now you have 30 seconds. What would it be to all the people, the 4 million possible people tuning into 93.5 FM or on Facebook, multi-millions, okay, what would you say in 30 seconds?
Hire an attorney to do your immigration process. It's a lot easier. It saves you time and it makes you feel secure and safe and taken care of.
Wonderful. On point. And ladies and gentlemen, we have something extremely important for you to know about if you have not heard about it yet. So I'm asking everyone that's on 93.5 FM, go to my page, David Squeezaniki, or the Case Handlers page, or the law firm, Pollock, Isaac, and DeSico, easily remembered as PPID. Go there now, something very important, okay? seeing that we're ending on 93.5 FM. But with the last 25 seconds, I want everyone that's listening to the radio station to understand, do not go to any other attorney to handle your personal injury case, but the case handler, Adam Handler. Also, for immigration, the number, dial it, get a free consultation now. 844-774-3529. 844-PPID law. 844-774-3529. Let's go to the top of the hour and do the Facebook side. A lot of folks here, man, chiming in today on, of course, immigration and personal injury. Once again, if you're just joining us, this is Cruising with the Case Handler. You can catch us each and every single weekday morning at 8:30 a.m. on 93.5 FM and obviously on the Facebook platforms. Also on Saturdays at 7 p.m., Sundays at 12 noon. We've got the maestro, okay, at the helm over at PPID, Conrad Pollock. We've got the Maverick, okay, top gunner, Nelson Madrid, okay, and we've got the case handler, Adam Handler, who knows this community inside out, my official, okay, converted Jamaican, all right? And now we have Andrea Scheer, okay, who happens to have brightened up the panel this morning, and we will bring her back, okay? You know, so I just wanted her to know that. Now, let me hand it over to Adam Handler to speak a little bit about a true success story. But Conrad, I'm quite sure you want to say something as to what we're about to talk about with a public charge, you and Nelson and Andrea, and why it's so important to actually not do your case yourself, seeing that Andrea mentioned that I've been telling people off the air, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, man. Don't push that button. So need for you to expound on that before Adam takes over and speak on that true success story on personal injury.
I'm always happy to talk about these subjects that are so near and dear to my heart. The public charge issue, as I've been saying, and I will continue to say, is something that demonstrating that you're not going to be a public charge has been part of the immigration law forever. It was in the original act. It goes back, you know, to the beginning of immigration in our country. The difference is that since February 24th, the new regulation has been passed and is being implemented such that applicants for green cards now have to demonstrate substantially more income, ability to support themselves, that they haven't received public benefits for too long or of different types. There's substantial hurdles that have been created for intending immigrants that they need to overcome in order to get their green cards now. You know, if you'd applied a year, 2, 3 years ago, or your brother did, and they went through without a lawyer, and they said, you don't need a lawyer, no problem. You know, that may have been the case back then. Not the case anymore. Since February 24th, this new rule, it's, you know, I've been saying immigration is a minefield. This will blow you up. Yeah, one of the things that possibly the worst part of this, you know, if you've received food stamps or Section 8 housing assistance or Section 9 rental assistance or SNAP or any or a host of any other types of relief from the government, federal, state, or local government, you know, you can be denied. In fact, you will be denied. Example, you cannot have received, under this rule, you cannot have received more than 1 year, 12 months of benefits in the previous 3-year period, right? In addition, if you've received 2 types of assistance, let's say you receive food stamps and SNAP assistance in the same month, that counts doubly. In other words, that's 2 months right there. So if you received for 6 months, food stamps and SNAP for a 6-month period, which is not unusual, that's a year right there. You're out. You don't qualify to get your green card. So, and if you don't get your green card, you apply for adjustment of status and you get denied, you're very likely to end up in removal proceedings. The government is looking to remove, they're looking to say no, they're looking to deny people, they're looking to remove as many immigrants as they possibly can. That is what they do. Immigration has never been your friend, but they are certainly more so not your friend these days. Immigration is a minefield. Adam, I need you to give me some kind of banner behind me that's going to say that. You know, like some battlefield. You know,
I'm working on it. I'm going to have a field for you. Don't worry.
Explosion, right? Because that, you know, I'm not being overly dramatic here. That's the case. And I can't impress upon you, the people are listening, about how dangerous it is now, because you make a mistake these days, it's not, the case just doesn't get denied and thrown in some back file. Now they come after you, and now they try to remove you. So really, call us. If you have questions, if you're concerned about issues like this, which are common issues, give us a call and we can walk you through it, and hopefully we can be of assistance.
Absolutely. 844-774-3529, 844-PPIDLAW, 844-774-3529. Let's switch to personal injury, something that is extremely important. It's not if, it's when we are going to get hurt, or a family member or a friend. People do get hurt, but what happens in that instance? What should you do? How should you go about doing it? Well, who else should you deal with that on? That happens to be the case handler himself, Adam Handler. Take it away, man.
Yo, listen, thank you so much. I mean, we're everybody listening right now on Facebook is probably saying, why are they giving out so much information for free? Why are they letting everybody know what they do? I mean, obviously we've got a business to run. We want to promote ourselves, but that's really, I think right now that's kind of like second fiddle to us just wanting to give back to the community and provide solid information. I mean, that's why we're giving the free consultations. That's why we're having different attorneys come on the show, whether it's a criminal attorney, Greg Pinto the other day, or our partner, Fred DeSico, who does the real estate transactions. We have Ralston Dixon, our law clerk and marketing, part of the marketing team. We're all trying to just provide a general spectrum as to what we do here. And of course, the only thing I can truly control, other than the general image of the firm and what we try to put out there, is the personal injury cases. I've been practicing personal injury for 17 years, almost exclusively for the Caribbean community for the past 15 years. And we do some amazing things. And today's Thursday, but on Tuesday, we post Testimonial Tuesday. And if you're watching this show right now, most likely you do follow my Facebook page. So thank you so much for that. And you know what Testimonial Tuesday is. We post it on Facebook, we post it on Instagram, but it's a true life success story about somebody that came to us for their one and only shot at financial justice. And I like to always talk about a case. And, of course, we've been remiss by not bringing enough clients on the show to talk, but I think we'll start getting back to that habit. But I do want to talk about some cases. And the first thing I think we need to discuss, because I was thinking about during this broadcast, is the nickname. And I don't want to date anybody. I'm a product of the 80s. Conrad was already banging down the courtroom door at that time. But I watched a lot of cartoons, and there was this superhero named Scheer. Does anybody know who Scheer was? She was badass, right? There was He-Man and there was She-Ra. She-Ra, the Princess of Power. I don't know. Squeeze, you remember She-Ra?
Of course I remember Scheer.
She would lay them out. She would lay them out. And total badass. And I'm just thinking possibly. I'm just throwing it out there. She-Ra. I will see, but with all seriousness, yeah, with all seriousness, let's talk about Carlene. She was somebody that came to the firm. This case actually settled a couple years ago. We've got so many cases. I'm trying not to ignore, what we did years ago, even though we're still doing similar things now. But these were special cases, and this was a younger, more smiley case handler right there. But Carlene came to us, and it was a very important case. She was a home health attendant working in obviously somebody's home, taking care of them. There was a ramp that the family had built to help her get this elderly woman in and out of the house. And they built it on the cheap. They paid some guy down the street to do it. Did not get a permit as required by the city, did not have it inspected as required by the city. And of course, it was not up to code. It was at a steepness that was greater than what is permitted. And most importantly, no handrails at all. So this woman would day in and day out have to struggle to push her patient up and down this ramp to get her in the house. One night she's leaving. It's starting to snow, and she walks out and takes one step and slips And because she's not able to grab onto anything, literally rolls down the ramp, right? And tears up her knee. A terrible injury, a terrible knee injury. She kept her out of work for about 6 months. And she wound up actually having a surgery to her knee to repair it. She made a really good recovery, but the problem was she had an extensive amount of medical bills. She lost a considerable amount of time out of work, and she went through about 1.5 years of absolute hell. The insurance company for the home, we didn't sue the old woman, we sued, the homeowner's insurance, said we're not responsible for this. She shouldn't have, she was working, and this doesn't cover employees of the home. And also it was snowing, and they didn't have time to salt or shovel, so they shouldn't be responsible. And we can talk about it another time. It's called storm in progress. Basically, the law is if the precipitation is ongoing, there's no liability of an owner. But once the precipitation stops, then you have an obligation to clean up, salt, shovel, things like that. And it was not an easy case, but as you can see, we got her $175,000. She was an excellent, excellent client, would call me back, would provide information whenever I needed it. And, I love these quotes. Squeeze, if you can read it, can you see it? If not, I can read it right here. I got it. You're muted. Adam Handler is the best lawyer. This was my first time getting into an accident, and I was scared. When I first met Adam, I was very comfortable. During my deposition, Adam had my back and made the entire process easier. If I had to do it all again, I would want Adam as my lawyer. And that's Carlene from Jamaica. And we actually have a picture of the ramp. This is after the accident. They put up these handrails. So we took these photographs after, and we were able to show what the ramp looked like before the accident happened. So a difficult case, but an excellent result, and just one of thousands of cases that we've handled.
Hey, Adam, hold up.
Yeah.
Scroll back up. I want to, what happened after? And this is very important, people, because normally we don't go into the stories. Adam just mentioned the story, but I like what was written here, whomever wrote it. It says, after falling, Carlene managed to get up to walk to the bus stop, unaware of the extent of her injuries. Carlene went home to see if she could take care of her injuries from there. When the pain worsened, Carlene went straight to the doctor. As a result of the accident, Carlene was required to have left shoulder arthroscopic surgery and is a candidate for further surgical intervention in her left shoulder arm. She also suffered injuries to her spine and left hip, knee, and foot. She was unable to return to work and was confined in her bed for 2 months and confined to her home for 4 months. This is what I'm talking about. This is serious. I mean, people think that when, people always say, she's just faking it and all of that. This is serious injuries right here. Adam, I'm very happy that you handled that case.
I am too. And so is she. We always say life-changing money for life-changing injuries. She was making like $16 an hour, right? Never had more than about $3,000 or $4,000 saved in her bank account. And I got her a check written for $175,000. So truly, truly amazing. Something we're really proud of, but just an example of the special things here we do at the firm. We do it on the personal injury side. We do it on the immigration side. We work as a team. Carlene is an immigrant from the wonderful country of Jamaica. So we understand the needs of the immigrant community. We're sensitive to the culture and the different dynamics that sometimes immigrants have when facing the system. A lot of immigrants don't like going to court, don't like doing depositions. And as she said, I made her feel very comfortable at that deposition, which was an otherwise stressful moment for her. So again, if you like what you're hearing, if you believe in me, if you believe in Squeeze, if you believe in the show and the maestro and the Maverick and Scheer, then you're going to have that number saved. 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. The only number you need for good, solid attorneys that are willing to go the distance and make sure that you are taken care of for your one and only chance of financial justice.
Absolutely. 844-774-3529, 844-PPID-LAW. Same number you call also for immigration to get your free immigration question. Immigration attorneys, here we go. Let's see if I can stump you guys. question, the first question of the official question. I once went to Canada some time ago, filed an asylum of domestic abuse to my ex-husband. Before I went for a hearing in Canada, my ex-husband died here in a car accident, and I withdrew my case since the danger or threat back home was no longer there and I felt safe. Now what? I am back at my old job.
She filed in Canada?
Hold on. There's a follow-up here. I am back at my old job here in Johannesburg, and I am set to attend a meeting in the USA. Before I fled to Canada, I had a valid USA visa already, but I choose to flee to Canada because my hubby also had a USA visa.
I'm not, it sounds to me like she should speak to a Canadian attorney. If she filed in Canada and she fled to Canada and she was in Canada, I mean, I'm not sure the United States has jurisdiction.
Okay. Well, it has nothing to do with, if it doesn't have anything to do with USA immigration, then it would, but I guess she's probably more concerned about a meeting in the USA, the meeting she's set to attend in the USA.
What meeting?
She says she has a meeting I'm back at my old job here in Johannesburg, and I'm set to attend a meeting in the USA. Before I fled to Canada, I had a valid USA visa already, but I choose to flee to Canada because my hubby also had a USA visa.
Squeeze, there are a lot of potential issues there. There's a lot of information we need there, but just responding to the last part of her question, it sounds like she's wanting to come back temporarily to the United States, and is wondering whether her previous case might interfere with that. I mean, right. That's what I'm gathering here. The fact that she applied for her green card in the past could affect her application for a tourist visa in the future. As I've said before, I will say again, every person coming to the United States is considered under the law to be an intending immigrant, meaning anytime you go and apply for a visa at a U.S. consulate post, the consulate will think you are coming to the United States to stay permanently, to live here. It is up to the applicant to show that's not the case, that I'm just coming here to visit, that I'm just coming here to see my brother, that I'm just coming here to scout for business opportunities or what have you. So if you've applied in the past for your green card, that is an indication to the consulate that pretty much will likely confirm their already belief that you are coming here permanently. Therefore, it is up to her to demonstrate to the consulate that she is not coming here permanently. So if she has a valid reason to come here, great. She needs to document it. If she has family back in the country where she's coming from, she needs to document it. Permanent employment, real estate, contacts, permanent contacts to which she will return after her visit to the U.S. Those are the things that she or any intending applicant for a visa needs to demonstrate in order to get a visa.
Absolutely.
I hope that answers the question.
Yeah, I think a wealth of information. But I want to remind everyone that you can actually call 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. Another question here. Can a green card be filed for me if I am on a H4 or L2 visa?
Yes, but what type of visa you have, whether it's an H4, H2, L1, O1, whatever, you need somebody to sponsor you. Now, if it's those are employment-based visas. So if you have an employer that's willing to apply for you to get a green card, absolutely. If it's a relative, spouse, parent, U.S. citizen, child over 21, they can file for you. The relevant question will be, regardless whether it's employer, relative, whoever is applying for you, the relevant question that I have is, are you in the United States right now on that L2 or on H4? Is it legal? I mean, is it still valid? Has that visa expired? Because if that visa expired, then you've got a problem. But if you're here on an L2 right now, which by the way, an L2 is a spouse of an L1, and an L1 is intercompany transferee, just showing off a little bit, but L2 is a spouse of an L1. If they're still married, if her husband is an L1 and still working, she's in valid status. She wants to apply for a green card. Maybe she has her own employer who wants to sponsor her. By all means, she can do it. Key element is you need to demonstrate that you're in lawful status if you're in one of those visas currently. If you're not, then you've got a problem.
Okay. Once again, folks, the number here, 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. What we are asking for folks to do in reference to cruising with the case handler, that's Adam Handler and myself, and of course the attorneys here on immigration, respectively, personal injury and immigration, is to actually share the page that you're watching. Also, going to give you some homework. Do some search for some groups that you think could benefit from this session that we do here just about every day, and share the link in those groups. There are people of all different race, creed, color, religion, ethnicity, and makeup who would like to get this kind of information. And of course, get solid information from attorneys, ladies and gentlemen, that can and will answer your question, respectively. Once again, personal injury and yes, immigration. Dial the number 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. You will get a free immigration consultation. 844-774-3529. Conrad and Nelson and Andrea, I think it's very good what you guys are doing, and Adam, it's very good what you guys are doing in respect to immigration, in ensuring that you bring the attorneys on that will be speaking with the people who have been listening to you guys on air, because people like to speak with that familiar voice that they have heard. They're like, oh, Andrea, okay, Scheer, I've heard you on, Scheer rather, I've heard you on the radio, I want to ask you a question, Maverick, Maestro, case handler. People like that familiar voice. I mean, our culture here is they like familiar voices. So it's very good that we're bringing the people on within the firm, okay, that handle the cases that people actually will be speaking with. And it's great. It's fabulous.
Well, it's
so I want to say thanks for that.
It's important because it's a team effort. It's no one attorney, handling the
everything
calls
right
that are coming in. A lot of times I'll see Andrea in Nelson's office discussing cases. I mean, it seems like a lifetime ago, but at one time, yes, we were actually physically in our office at 225 Broadway on the third floor. And I would see Andrea with Conrad, or Conrad with Andrea, or Nelson with Conrad, or Alexandra. I'm sure we will all agree that we do miss the camaraderie and being, in the same room, picking each other's brains, but it is truly a team effort, and it works almost like, not to play on the maestro, but it's a symphony, because everybody has their own part. They do it well, and through that we're able to produce beautiful music, which of course correlates to a successful result for our clients.
If I could just jump in, Adam, you're absolutely right. We are not the type of law firm where you walk down the block to the corner, the guy's got a shingle hanging over the corner hardware store, walk up 3 flights to his office, and you go in, and here's the guy. He's the lawyer. He's answering his phones. He's making his own copies. He's sending his own emails. He's doing everything, right? Jack of all trades. That's not us, right? We have people, team. We're a team. And you're just seeing some elements of the team today, but there are many more, and we're going to bring them all on at some point or other. But we work together, even though we're not in the office physically. I mean, after our show is over this morning, Andrea and Nelson and Yi and Alexander, we'll all be talking, right, about one case or another, back and forth, sending emails. What do you think about this strategy? What do you think about that? No, I don't think that's a good way to go. I think you should try it this way instead. This is how we operate, right? You're not just dealing with one guy who, right or wrong, maybe he's right, maybe he's wrong, right? But here you're dealing with 4, 5, 6, 7 different attorneys that might have a hand in your case, and everybody will present a possible flaw in the strategy or a possible problem that you might encounter. And that's really, if I'm a client and I go to a law firm, that's what I want. That's what I want to see. I want all kinds of different viewpoints out there. I want a team handling my legal problems, right?
That's
because
right. And
you're more likely to get the successful outcome that way.
If you're doing it on your own, it's one person working on it. You probably make a mistake. You hire us, you're getting a team of immigration lawyers with literally probably a century of experience combined. I mean, Conrad probably makes up 70 of that, but
what is this picking on Conrad today?
Because I'm too scared to pick on you in person. But no, all seriously, you know, the people that are on this show are important to me, are important to Squeeze, are important to each other, and we certainly hope that vibe comes across on this show, whether it's live on the radio or streaming on Facebook. We are attorneys that care. We're attorneys that care about each other. And like I said yesterday, it's a top-down approach. When the top shows respect to each other, it's going to filter down, just like parents. You know, solid parents usually will produce solid children because there's a foundation and a base there to show you how to do it the right way. And Andrea hasn't been with the firm a long time, but I'm sure she knows by now the way we conduct ourselves and the way we handle ourselves, particularly when it comes to difficult immigration and difficult personal injury cases.
Absolutely.
Well, Andrea's also worked at other law firms. Andrea, how would you compare other law firms to PPID?
Well, I've had some different experiences. One of the firms I worked for was an immigration firm, and it was sometimes the attorney wouldn't even look at the forms before they got sent out. So that was something very shocking to me, because when you go to an attorney, you're expecting for an attorney to review the work, to do the work, and to actually take care of you. So that was a big difference. And when I started at PPID, I mentioned that to Nelson because I like the fact that we all work together, that the attorneys are hands-on on every single case, that we know. Nelson knows about every case that everyone has, basically. He will tell you facts of the cases. He will tell you, like, we are always in a team. We always have meetings and we talk about the cases. Conrad is also aware of everything that's happening. They follow up with the associates to make sure everything's getting done. So I think that's a big plus in the firm. I think also the paralegals are amazing. They are very knowledgeable, and they're like dictionaries for us. They know everything. So it's a great experience to work in a team with people that have knowledge, that have experience, and that know what they're doing. And
Make me want to come get a job now.
Yeah, no, definitely.
I'm like, what? I need to go get a job over there. You know, this is great. You know, this is what we need to share to the community every day. And we are doing it by way of Facebook here. We do it by way of 93.5 FM. This is the only firm you will need when it comes to personal injury or immigration and even other areas of law. So right now, once again, please share the page that you're watching on multiple platforms that you may be a part of, groups, pages, your timelines, all right? And also, of course, dial this number, let it ring 15, 20 seconds, all right? And store the number if you don't need it now. If you do need it in the future for personal injury, you already heard about the case handler, Adam Handler. And also, of course, we have 3 immigration attorneys on the panel today, more at the firm, which is located at 225 Broadway. The name, Pollock, Isaac, and DeSico. And of course, we must remind you that prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome, but it would behoove me not to tell you, okay? See, Adam was waiting to go to.
We can test this out. And Conrad, talk about minefields. I dare you.
What about that immigration being in mind? There you go.
There we go.
How to survive a minefield? Go to PPID.
I like that. I like that.
So 844-774-3529. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to immigration is a minefield. Do you want to walk through it without that GPS for each mine? Well, let the GPS be the law firm PPID. All right. Call them now, right this second. 844-774-3529. That's 844-774-3529. We're concluding the show. And before we go, why is it that, Adam, you're so active with your backgrounds, man? And the rest of us, we're sitting here with our heads like this. We're drinking,
there's a joke in my department. They call me the octopus because I'm able to juggle a million different. I mean, I can literally work on one case, and somebody asks me a question, I can turn around, work on that other case, and then within 5 seconds settle a case. You know, that's just the way I'm able to do. So I can talk, I can commentate, I can chat. I can do my screens. Don't worry about me, guy. That's why I am the case handler. Okay. You worry about making us all look good. I'll make myself look good.
That's it. All right, guys, ladies and gentlemen. And one of the things, everyone that's listening out there, there's something we'll talk about. Why is it that Adam Handler goes to lunch in the middle of his conferences with the insurance company? So we'll talk about that tomorrow. Okay. When he walks out of the conference room and say, "You just offered me that, I'm going to go to lunch. I'll be back." All right. Okay. Or maybe not. We'll talk about that tomorrow.
I never even get to the elevator because they went, whoa, hold on.
Where are you going? All right. And once again, do remember, one thing I want to touch on is, if you've ever been arrested, please don't file your case yourself. As a matter of fact, you should never be filing your case yourself. All right. When it comes to immigration. So make that call, 844-774-3529. Nelson, Adam, Conrad, and I leave the best for last. Andrea, thanks for being on the show and brightening up the panel. Okay, it's great having you. And hopefully Conrad will bring you back at least once a week. All right. So
thank you.
Yeah. Okay. And Nelson, I see you have a department that's well put together, man. You are the one with the steering wheel right over there, because as Andrea spoke highly of what it is that you do in making sure that you review every single case before they actually go out. I'm listening here. I'm paying attention.
It's a collaborative effort, and two heads are better than one, and I think as attorneys, our job are just not to identify the strengths of the case, but also the weaknesses. Absolutely. And, we all work together, and I think we're a great team.
Beautiful. With that said, we conclude this show. All right. And we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning at 8:30. Another great show is coming your way on 93.5 FM in New York, WVIP, and also, of course, on Facebook, Pollock, Isaac, and this is the Facebook page, also the Case Handlers Facebook page, and yours truly, David Squeezaniki. Thank you all so much for being here, and have yourself an amazing day. We'll catch up and speak soon. Stay safe.